welcome to episode number 75 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everybody.
Man, we are 3/4 of the way to the big 100, Rick.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, we're well over that if you count the non-stops and the retros as well, but...
Oh yeah, we've recorded it over 100 times, easily, but yeah.
Yeah. Man, podcast is old.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, a little bit of a tangent aside, we're going to do something a bit weird and out there this week. We're going to watch Bad Exorcist, but before we get to the bulk of our review, long-time viewers will probably be aware we like to briefly talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide world. So to that end, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I have finally tested negative, which is going to be a massive round of applause from me to myself. I'm just applauding myself, yay. And it means that I'm no longer housebound. Like, technically, I could have left the house before because there are now no longer any, rules and regulations, but I felt that it was the wrong thing to do because people leaving the home when they're still positive is how we are still in this mess. But the thing that I did the day that I tested negative was I says to my folks, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna take a test. If I'm negative, do you fancy a movie? So we finally went to see Thor before it leaves cinemas.
It being an MCU film means, I feel like those films hover in the cinema for like a month and a half now.
Yeah. I mean, even then, that's kind of short for a super blockbuster. However, it's MCU. There's probably like 5 of them a year. Or at least there used to be.
There's a lot. They have toned it down a little bit since their Disney Plus shenanigans.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. We went through the Disney Plus things the other day, and, well, the Phase 5 and Phase 6 things the other day, and it just brought to light how much of Phase 4 was Disney Plus.
But that being said, who the fuck is going to go out and watch a WandaVision movie?
To be honest, I would rather have watched that than The Eternals.
That's not fair. The Eternals was not fucking good, and by looking at Phase 5 and Phase 6, it doesn't seem like it's going to pay off anytime soon either.
No. I think there was a statue that looked a little bit like Arishem in Thor, and that was about it. And even then, it was probably a different character, like completely different mythos that's completely unrelated, and I just thought it looked like it because it had 6 eyes. But yeah, I vastly preferred Thor 4 to a lot of the other more serious stuck up their own arse films and series that have been happening. It'll be interesting to see if the current world state of Thor meets up with the current world state of Loki.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because Loki's not in any world state, is he?
Yeah, he's kind of like the world between worlds.
Loki can go to any continuum that he wants in his series because that's what he's dealing with, meaning that Thor doesn't have to have anything to do with it.
This is true. Now that the multiverse is unleashed.
Which is one of the big problems with the multiverse fucking saga, but that's a discussion for another day, I feel.
But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening to me. I've been released upon the universe. Out in the wide world, I don't know whether we mentioned this, but Vince McMahon has fired himself.
This didn't happen until the day after we recorded last week.
Yeah, so this wasn't something that we talked about because we couldn't. So yeah, he has fired himself.
No, he didn't fire himself. He retired. Officially, on the books, it is a retiring.
Is it actually? Okay.
Yep. VKM, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, has retired officially. The strategy here is he's hoping by retiring, he can distract everyone who's investigating him for all of his abuses, mainly sexual.
Yep.
But also financial, because here's a fun one. WWE has had to go through their books and edit their earnings for about 3 different fiscal years because Vincent Kennedy McMahon took money from the company to pay his non-disclosure agreements.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Because, like, most of these allegations, he basically paid hush money for almost all of them. And that's it. It was basically settled out of court for hush money.
Yeah.
Every time, a massive amount by, like, our standards, but by the comparison to what he would have to pay if it was in court, nothing.
Yeah, which is part of the problem with a capitalist society. But again, we're not here for that. Vincent Kennedy McMahon is the scum of the earth, but he's also a billionaire, so you kind of don't need to say that.
Yeah.
But he has had a history of doing all sorts of creepy, fucked up stuff. But I don't think anyone was aware of the sexual abuse, apart from potentially people in his circle. I'm talking from a fan perspective, because I could tell you this, I would have stopped watching WWE years ago if I thought for a second that this creep was doing this shit.
Yeah. And one last thing that I have learned, just a little bit of trivia that's a bit of fun. Apparently, original Pokemon Gen 1 was meant to have 65,535 different versions.
No.
It sounds stupid, but the idea was that your cartridge was meant to be semi-unique in terms of you'd have a seed tied to an ID that was based on 2 interacting hex numbers, and the idea was, your cartridge is mostly unique. You will have to trade with someone else to get everything, and even then, you're not going to get everything. And Shiggy talked him down and said, make it 2 or 3.
That's outrageous. However, at the same time, I would give great kudos to Game Freak for the idea.
Yeah.
However, how the fuck did this company get to where it was when they had that sort of ambition when they started?
Exactly. Here's the thing. It's a kind of cool idea, and it's the kind of thing that people do with randomizers now.
Well, yeah, but that's different, isn't it? Because with a randomizer, it doesn't actually matter. If you want a certain Pokemon, you can go, done.
Yeah.
Like the reason why that's a novel idea is, hey, back when Pokemon first came out, the internet was a very new thing, if you even had it at all. I know for a fact I didn't. But, you know, you couldn't just trade with any fucker in the world. You had to trade with some, I don't know, fucking Joe Blogs in the playground. So having a bunch of different fucking randomized IDs in each cartridge is a great plan because, hey, you get more interactivity because you have to talk with loads of people and not just your mate who has the one other version.
Yeah, and the reason they settled on having it as color-coded version was to make it obvious that the different versions were different.
Well, yeah, because let's be honest, 9 times out of 10 it would be a parent buying it for a child and they don't fucking know.
But yeah, that's it for me, my world, and the things that I've seen out in the universe. How about you? How has your week been and what have you seen?
I finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or at least the main story.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you mentioned to me that you've been doing that on your downtime, off time.
Yeah, I've been playing it a fuck ton. I really like pretending to be a Viking. It's great. The ending was meh, because, hey, it's an Assassin's Creed game. The ending has to be, oh, look, here's the Assassin's Creed shit in the modern day. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those. Like, Assassin's Creed always does the thing, to my knowledge, of zooming out from the thing that you care about to go, oh yeah, here's the human that's playing the simulation that all this assassin shit's happening in.
Yeah, except they do something really weird with the ending of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I don't want to spoil. Well, no, fuck it, that game's 2 years old. One of the main villains in Valhalla, in the Viking era, gets fucking speared on some techno-babble machine put in by the ancient alien gods, I think. I don't know. But, yeah, he gets speared by it. By the way, he's still alive in the modern day. We go free him. Oh, now he's the new human character we control in modern day.
Oh,
this guy who has been an active antagonist the entire game while I've been Eivor. Cool. I want to play as that guy. Yeah. No, I wanted to see that motherfucker's head on a pike. But yeah, and then there's also some epilogue story that comes after that in the actual simulator as Eivor, and they just killed off a bunch of characters at the end, including 2 off screen. And I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? I really liked Uber, and he dies off screen.
That's really unsatisfying.
Oh, fuck. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it's just like, this hasn't been happening throughout the game, this gritty, oh, you're in war, characters will just die at random. It's like, no, it's the end of the story. Fuck these guys, we don't need them no more. It felt really ham-fisted.
Man, sounds bad. However, like you say, you had fun before that.
I'm probably going to keep it installed until I need another 100 gigabyte game, just because it's fun. They've got a game mode now that you can just constantly raid a river without consequences, so...
Sure. Is there DLC for that game?
There is DLC, and I'm glad you brought that up, because as soon as I finished, I put the game down, and I waited a day, and I got an email from Ubisoft saying, the adventure's not over, why don't you buy the DLC? And I'm like, fuck you. I don't want to play the DLC. I don't want to go to Paris. I don't want to go to Ireland. And I sure as fuck don't want to see the events of Ragnarok. I know what happens. I know more than not at all about Viking lore.
Yeah, fair enough. Shame, because DLC normally is good, but I don't know about Ubisoft DLC.
Here's the problem, is 2 of the DLCs are power ranking 55 to do, which you end the game at power ranking 350. So,
right.
if you picked up the Ireland DLC now and you went to Ireland, you're going to piss every enemy. It's going to be no challenge. So what's the fucking point? Like, oh, you can get cool new gear, but I don't care. I'm wearing Thor's armor. Fuck you. That's how broken the game is at the end. You're wearing Thor's shit. Anyway, I digress. The game was fun for what it's worth, but the ending was a bit of a wet fart.
Sure.
Moving on, this kind of happened before now, and we both did it, like, independently of each other, but I finished Dead End Paranormal Park.
Sweet. I'm still only about halfway through the series, but yeah, we both picked it up, more or less independent of each other, more or less on the same week to continue after we did the review. And yeah,
Oh, I didn't start watching it till a couple of weeks after.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, after the review, it was like a couple of weeks after that we picked it up again.
But yeah, it's a good show. I do remember messaging you about episode 3 as soon as I started watching, saying, oh, this character who's clearly the fucking villain really gives me Belos vibes.
Yeah.
And then it hit a bit too close to my prediction by the end of it.
Yeah, it does.
But anyway, it's a good show. I like it. It's very interesting having a trans main character in a cartoon which is kind of kid-friendly, because you need more of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the other main character is so fucking...
adorable.
I don't know what the word is, but they're so in their own shell. It's nice to be like, hey, look at this person. It's okay to be like this.
Yeah, so like a character study on anxiety.
Well, I was going to say it might even be a form of autism, considering she refers to everyone by what they do and not their name.
Yeah, Death the Slide.
Which is a cool fucking name to get, let's be real. And I'm so glad that the character rolled with it when she got called it.
Yeah, she likes it. She wants to keep it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's good. I recommend it.
Yeah, totally.
Last but certainly not least, on the personal front, I finished Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah. You've also been telling me about this off screen, but tell the viewers as well.
Yeah, I messaged Rick when I was like dangerously close to finishing it. My exact words were, "Wow, this show's gay as fuck." Yeah, it's very interesting how it very much watches as like historical fan fiction.
Okay.
Like, they've got the key points, they hit the key beats. One of the beauties of pirates in particular is because they're historical villains, for lack of a better word, there's not really much documentation.
Yeah.
So you've got key beats, like the series ends with, mild spoiler, apologies, Blackbeard sails off with the Revenge, which is Stede Bonnet's ship, which I believe I told you when I picked this up. Here are the key beats. One of them is Stede Bonnet pays his crew. By the way, in history, Blackbeard nicked his ship.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how people know the Queen Anne's Revenge is Blackbeard's ship.
That's not the Queen Anne's Revenge. Stede Bonnet's ship was called the Revenge. Blackbeard's was Queen Anne's. Queen Anne's Revenge was a French merchant ship that Blackbeard nicked.
Oh, okay.
They're two different ships, but they've got similar names, so don't blame you.
Sure. There we go.
But yeah, he basically nicked the Revenge, and the way they did it in the show was very different to how I imagine it went down in history. But yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. It's very gay, it's very good. I recommend watching it if you like pirates.
Sweet.
On to the wide world. I've got two things to talk about. I was going to talk about Vince McMahon, but you beat me to the punch. Wasn't expecting that from you. First and foremost, the Genshin Impact official subreddit is having a bit of a shit show at the moment.
Is it?
It's hard to tell if it's the mods or if it's the user base, but essentially any content that can be remotely construed as gay is getting basically removed.
Yeah.
Now,
this sounds like an edict from on high.
It's hard to tell because the mods are like we have to investigate everything that gets reported, and apparently they're claiming that it's a bunch of the user base reporting images as stuff that it's not, and then everyone's like, no, that's not true, mods just don't like it. You got screenshots on a different subreddit of people going, I got banned from the subreddit for sharing a picture of Childe topless, which Childe is I think his name's Child, but I don't like saying the child was topless because that sounds weird.
Oh yeah, it does sound weird, doesn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, Childe was topless. And like I don't agree that women being topless is necessarily sexual in nature, but that's just me. But when men, it's definitely not.
That's what I was going to say. It's legal to just walk down the street with your shirt off as a bloke. It's just normal when it's warm.
Yeah, it's just so gross. It's like, I don't know. And also, considering it's Genshin fucking Impact, the amount of official art that MeMeOHo, or whatever the fuck they're called, releases that is so gay.
Yeah. Pretty much anything, including Venti.
Well, not even that. That as well. But there's a character who I'm not even familiar with who is such a twink. And for his birthday, they released official fan art, and he's just looking cute and adorable and flustered. And I'm like, this is gay.
Yeah. That's the user base that they are pandering to.
Which is doubly weird considering the China.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I said that it sounds like something from on high of China going, oh yeah, this can't exist. Because don't they have the edict of anything that's masculine has to be very masculine? You can't have things that are that blur the lines.
China might, but Genshin Impact's never fucking given a shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think that MeMeOHo, or whatever the fuck their name is, has anything to do with this. I think it's the usual story of Reddit moderators thinking their dicks are bigger than everyone else's. You know? Yeah, it's weird how the tiniest amount of power, that's not even power, let's be honest, you're a fucking moderator on a subreddit, can go to your head. And you're I am a man and I don't like gay shit.
Yeah.
Therefore, I must ban you all.
Speaking of Genshin, I think the 7th Element is finally getting released to players now.
Everyone keeps talking about it. We had a friend who shared the leak of the Fox Boy that's apparently going to be the first Dendro character.
And also, potentially the first male Catalyst user.
Do we not have a male Catalyst user?
Apparently not, which is weird, because it's like one of the, 4 weapons or whatever, and the fact that you don't have a male that uses it is so weird.
I love that, the 4 main weapons, 2 of them are swords.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to end on a bit of a sad note. Today, at the age of 93, Bernard Cribbins passed away.
Oh.
Apparently he was an actor, which I'm not familiar with his acting career, so apologies on that. I know he was involved in the Wombles, and I'm very familiar with his music because I used to love it as a kid.
Yeah. I'd not heard of this happening, so yeah. Thoughts and prayers out to his family.
Okay. I don't believe in that shit, so I don't really do that.
Well, you can cut it if you like, but...
You can fucking outsay it. I'm just saying that the reason why I'm not chiming in is because I don't believe in that shit, so why would I say it? It means nothing.
Well, our thoughts to his family.
I can leave thoughts and prayers in. I just want to leave my rant in as well.
Sure.
Yeah, that sucks. 93's not bad innings, though.
Yo, it's fantastically good, especially for a bloke.
Yeah, but the fucking whole average age thing is usually because blokes are tits, not because there's anything that lets us live shorter. Like, the reason why the average lifespan of a man is usually shorter than women is because men have a bit more freedom, and with that freedom, we do dumb shit.
Yeah, but also there's the toxic masculinity stopping men from going and seeking help for things that are going to kill them.
What did I just say, Rick?
Well, I'm talking about, like, choosing not to get treatment for an actual disease.
But that's still men doing dumb shit.
Okay, by doing dumb shit, I was assuming you meant things like getting into car accidents and like jumping off bridges or stupid shit like that. Physically doing stupid things rather than passively not doing the intelligent things.
Okay, but same difference, right?
Same result, but yeah.
Man, you saying that just jogged my memory of how stupid men are, because I remember at work... it was a couple of years ago now, admittedly. There was like 5 helium balloons stuck on the ceiling, for lack of a better word, and it was just like, okay, lads, we got to get these down. I wasn't involved in this. I was just watching from a distance because I thought it was fucking funny. The mind of a man is amazing. Their solution was, right, let's get the forklift. We'll put a pallet on the forklift. We'll lift the pallet up, and then someone just reaches up and grab them. Which, to be honest, not the worst plan in the world. Probably not the safest. So they did this. However, when they got to deciding who should stand on the pallet, they decided, let's put the manager on there, who is the shortest amongst us. So, yeah, you can probably see how well that went down. And it was just, it was like watching the 3 fucking Stooges.
Man, when you first started this scenario, the thing that first popped into my mind was one man with another man on his shoulders, and the one on his shoulders has got a broom with a knife taped to it.
That would actually be dumber. Oh.
Trying to pop it with a knife, but it's not even a sharp knife, it's like a butter knife.
Oh, yeah, you can't have a sharp knife on the shop floor, mate.
No.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, men are dumb. Anyway, yeah, sad. Fuck the sad news. The sad news was sad, but we ended on a highlight.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so today we're watching Bad Exorcist, which is a show from Poland. I'm going to be watching in the original Polish with subtitles. Rick's opted for the dub.
Yep. I've also got the subtitles, so we've got the same subtitle story going on. It's just I've got it in with English vocals as well, so we can compare and contrast by the time we get to the end. But yeah, it's Bad Exorcist, Season 1, Episode 1, Prohibition from Hell, available on Netflix. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Dum. Iconic at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, as an aside, I saw floating around on Twitter that Netflix is getting a Pinocchio movie.
A Pinocchio movie, indeed.
Yeah, by fucking Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, fair enough.
I have to full screen my screen because my thing's being weird. Oh my days. I don't know what the English bloke sounds like, but the Polish bloke sounds like someone doing a piss-take voice.
The English one sounds a bit like a Dachi.
Okay, that's not what I'm getting. It sounds like a very old Eastern European man doing a stereotypical Jewish voice.
Okay. Yeah, it looks a bit like South Park.
Yeah, a bit more detailed, but...
Yeah, but like, when they, like the blood effect looks just like what they do for South Park. Oh, that's a willy.
This looks shit. So they're in construction and fighting dark forces. My fists are made of shit and something about his arsehole.
Yeah.
So he's got one nipple, 2 balls, no cock. I guess that's why they get away with it.
Yeah, his dick's an arsehole, okay.
A lot of these voices in Polish sound the same.
They're not massively different in English either.
Which would be a very South Park thing to do, to be fair.
It would be, yeah.
He might be terrible at martial arts, but he's also shit at fist fighting.
Yeah.
So weird seeing a shotgun with one barrel.
Yeah. Bogdan Boner.
Wow, that's such an Eastern European joke.
Vodka. He shot the vodka, yeah.
So much is happening, and it's all shit.
Yeah, they walk like South Park as well.
I don't mind the animation style, to be honest. It's kind of charming in its own way, but the content's not good so far.
So far.
Which is weird, because I think I even praised this before we started, because the synopsis for this first episode was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, the devil got pissed off because a statue got wrecked, so he put prohibition in place in hell. Apparently.
Yeah, I've not even read that, but...
I assume zloty is actual Polish currency.
Or at least the colloquial term for it, like bucks.
Maybe. Okay.
Huh.
Oh, well, this...
expecting that.
If the synopsis is in hell, then it kind of makes sense that the main character has to go there.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's fair. Oh, okay. Okay, genuinely surprised. Good job.
Yeah.
There is so much dialogue.
Yeah.
But that might be a translation thing on your half, because the Polish is just long words, I guess.
Yeah, the Polish is long words. They seem to have compressed it at least a little bit for the English version.
Right.
The English seems to follow the subtitles as well.
Oh, that's decent. I don't want to be racist, but this is very Slavic attire we're seeing right now.
Yep. Just Adidas.
Oh, Jesus.
And the resting pose is just Slav squat.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't know how well they're singing in English, but they're singing fucking terribly in Polish.
Oh yeah, it's stylistic suck.
Cool, yeah. They were well out of time with each other.
Yeah, happy birthday to Piotr.
Jesus, that's a good joke.
Living at the brothel doesn't mean you work from home.
That's really good. Well done, you guys. Oh, so these lads are probably going to be the ones who fuck up the statue, right?
Maybe so. Yeah, Piotr sounds a bit like one of the... he sounds like Goldo.
Okay. Why? You're already pissed. Oh, let's just spike his beer with vodka. Just give him the fucking vodka. He's up for drinking.
Yeah. Reminds me a bit of the good old Desperado, which is just beer with tequila in it.
Ah. That's a fucking Family Guy joke. Speaking of, that's a very South Park-esque devil.
It is. Like, I was going to say from behind it looks a lot like the South Park devil.
Look at his fucking arse cheek that's not symmetrical.
Yeah. Asymmetrical ass cheeks poking out from his loincloth.
That's a title. I have 2 pieces of news. The first one is you have to turn on the news.
Yeah, that's, Yeah, I prefer the hell from Hell of a Boss.
I think everyone does.
Yeah. I kind of like that the Satan statue's got a dumbbell.
I kind of, yeah, which is odd because it's anatomically correct by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Oh, he's literally smearing shit on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah, well done, dumbass. Oh, so wait, this motherfucker's name is Beelzebub then?
Oh, so it would seem. But yeah, apparently this was actually a comic as well.
It can't have been good.
And it's, I think the 3rd season is coming soon, and I think it's on 2 seasons in Polish and 1 in English.
Well, except we've got both seasons on Netflix.
Oh, do we have both on both in English and on Netflix as well? Okay, cool.
Jesus Christ, he only raised the age limit 3 years. Do you think this guy had a real fucking beef with some rules that Poland brought in at some point?
Yeah, so it would seem. Yeah. Oh yeah, the cigarette age is actually a thing that's happening over here as well. They're raising the minimum age of cigarettes by 1 year every year until.
Oh yeah,
that's impossible.
That's so that the. But I didn't think it was until it was impossible. I thought it was to accommodate for the people who had already started smoking at 18.
Yeah, so it's basically a ban, but not for people that have already started.
And who the fuck's going to start in their 20s?
You'd be surprised. It's a legal thing that people can do to relax. However, it's apparently, like, scientifically, it's not relaxing. The first drag you take doubles your heart rate.
I wouldn't know. I've genuinely never had a cigarette.
No, me either. It fucking stinks.
Yeah, and that's why I've never had a cigarette, really, is my dad smoked, didn't he?
Yeah.
And also, we being a poor family, oh, by the way, we piss away this amount on cigarettes every week. Lovely, great.
Man, it's one of those. Addiction is a weird thing and it messes with your priorities.
Sure. I remember I got really pissed off with a teacher once in secondary school because I was 13.
Yeah.
And my uniform always stunk of smoke because, it was kept in a house where someone smoked all the time. And my teacher went, "Oh, have you been smoking?" And I fucking yelled at a teacher at 13 going, "No, I don't fucking smoke." Because I did not want to be associated with smoking. Because, anyway, I also got detention for saying fucking at a teacher, which I thought was bullshit.
I mean, it's kind of bullshit, but also, we would also have gotten detention for swearing at a teacher.
Yeah, but she accused me of technically doing a crime.
Yeah. Man, don't you love security guards that are just that shit? They just...
To be fair, he's fighting a demon.
Yeah, he is fighting a demon. But the best thing he did was just stand in the way until the demon actually started the fight with him as well.
He's also got no teeth.
True. Oh yeah, vodka and coke.
I know we're not talking right now, and it's not even because there's information going on. It's just nothing.
Yeah, there's not a lot to react to right now. So it seems that the demons actually don't age, so raising the legal drinking age means that if your demon self is only that age, then it will always only be that age.
What do you mean we just saw them celebrate an 18th birthday?
Yeah, but they also said your 18th birthday only happens once a year. So it seems that they are stuck between 17 and 18. I never tried moonshine.
I mean, it's just alcohol that's been brewed by some motherfucker in the woods because prohibition exists.
Yeah, apparently it's like corn vodka.
And also, depending on who's brewing it, it might kill you.
Yeah, because it might have been made in a bath.
Well, if it's proper moonshine made in stills and shit, it's not that. It's that they might have fucked up and made it 90% alcohol.
Yeah, like spiritus or whatever they call it.
Like, the thing is, though, is those fucking moonshiners, as intelligent as they were, considering what they were trying to do, like, they weren't chemists or anything. They didn't really know the exact science. They were just like, if I do this, it makes alcohol.
Yeah. Like, home cooks for getting you shit-faced.
Yeah. Like, one of my favourite facts about the old fucking NASCAR racing is that it was birthed from bootleggers racing each other to find out who had the best car.
Yeah.
Because they were constantly fucking with their cars so they could outrun cops.
Mm-hmm. Like, isn't the whole point of NASCAR that it's literally the same stock car, though? So it's all about it's technically meant to be all about the skill and endurance.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying, back in the day, it was people fucking with their cars.
Yeah. Also, there should have been an epilepsy warning for that part.
This is Polish.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Poland, but I'd be surprised if they had those rules.
I am glad that my room is well lit. Oh, foam parties.
Yeah, except this, I assume, has holy water.
He's got a tolerance to holy water foam.
I don't know what it is about the phrase, get off the stage, shithead, that I just love.
Yeah, meanwhile, our local club collapsed because of one too many foam parties.
Okay. Foam party sounds like fucking slang for a sex thing.
Oh, it was literally a foam party. Like, they filled the entire club, like, to nipple height with foam.
I know the concept, I'm just saying, tell me that doesn't sound like a fucking gay sex thing.
It does a little bit.
Like, foam party, specifically gay, just men.
I think froth party would what it would be, wouldn't it?
That would be grosser.
Yeah. Froth is more gross than foam. Oh, the snot.
I'm so fucking done with this shit. What? I'm gonna guess this is gonna be a running gag going forward.
What, this is the pretty guy that solves all the fucking episodes?
Yeah. Well, maybe not all the episodes, but he's just gonna turn up and solve most problems.
And what's the betting that it's either... Okay, so it's either a rival or someone else on the payroll.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's some well-known Polish celebrity. Oh, cool, gay jokes, lovely.
Is this where he dies immediately?
Or maybe it's to Kenny. If that fucking works, that's a good aim.
Yeah. Oh man, his hands are gross.
That fucking theme tune is visceral.
Yeah, I've got the English version of the... sorry, I've got the Polish version of the theme tune.
It's visceral, ain't it?
Yeah.
Fuck, okay, listen, we got like a minute of credits to go through. Oh, it wasn't good.
Yeah. I think we'll also start... Yeah, there's like 30 seconds left to call on the credits. So yeah, we'll start on the what did you think?
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It had some highlights, like that joke about the fucking just because you live at the brothel doesn't mean you work from home. Really was good. It didn't make me laugh, but I thought it was a good joke.
It did make me laugh.
Man, different folk, different strokes, but it just... Oh, God. Like, the art style wasn't... it's charming, the old fucking school animation of being a bit shit, but I wouldn't call it good.
Yeah, I feel you.
Next episode screenshot looks good, where the fucking sidekick is turned into a goo man, apparently. But yeah, what did you think?
Again, it wasn't great. I don't think it's going to be one of those Netflix shows that I end up binging and watching all of. I think this was enough.
You're being a lot more generous than I was.
But it is nice to see animation from other cultures.
Yes.
We see a lot of Japanese stuff, and we see a lot of, like, Western, mostly American, sometimes Canadian stuff, and then you've got the odd thing that's just made in France, because apparently France is very prolific when it comes to European animation.
I mean, case in point, I believe Asterix and Obelix still exists.
Yeah, and Tintin.
Fuck
which
Tintin.
I think is Belgian.
I was going to say, that ain't French, that's Belgium. Nibs would kill you.
Yeah. Well, at least I said it in the same sentence. I'm pretty sure it was Belgian. But yeah, it's... nice to see diversity in animation. Would have preferred it to have been good.
I think what we need to do is, as some sort of counterbalance, we need to look up some sort of Polish cartoon that's not just vulgar humour, because that's all this relied on, and, you know, any show that all the jokes are... There was no highbrow humour in this, which, you know, I'm not saying vulgarity can't be funny. Usually it's the funniest part of a show, but if vulgarity is the whole thing, it gets old real quick.
Yeah, like, I love South Park. I've even watched the new stuff from the Paramount Plus stuff, but, yeah, the early seasons were a little bit more difficult to rewatch, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, let's get to our usual wind down, I suppose. Let's be a bit generous. Rick, do you have a favourite moment?
Well, I think we hit the nail on the head. It was the brothel joke.
Okay, well, that fucking wraps that segment up. Rick, do you have a weakest link?
My weakest link is that it relied too much on shock comedy and not enough on actual comedy, because we can see that they actually have the chops to write decent jokes, and yet they chose not to do it.
Yeah, like, again, just vulgarity. It wasn't even diverse vulgarity. You had some sex jokes and you had some poo jokes. There was a bit of over-the-top gore, but because of the animation style, it doesn't really hit you that hard.
Yeah, sex, poo, gore, and alcoholism, and that's about it. Yeah. But yeah, how about you?
All of it. I feel like I've wasted 18 minutes of my life. We're doing it for the podcast, so at least there's content being made, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, like, I'm going to give an honourable mention in the weakest link to the amount of time that we spent not reacting to something because something wasn't happening.
Jesus Christ, yeah, like, I even said it in the episode, I'm like, I know we're not reacting, but usually when I say that, it's because there's so much info we need to intake that we can't react. But in this, it was just shit.
Yep.
Fuck. Like, we didn't even have anything to riff off. Like, there was times in Kung Fu Panda where we weren't paying attention to the plot because we were talking about stuff that got jogged in our memory, but it was still gripping.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be a tough one this week. MVP.
I think it's going to have to go to Bogdan Boner because it's the only person's name that I remember from the entire thing. And yeah, this is only a step up from not giving an MVP at all. How about you? Do you have an MVP at all?
I'll give it to the Polish voice cast.
Okay, because I didn't hear those at all. So, yeah, like, at least the English voice cast sounded diverse, but as you mentioned, a lot of the Polish voice cast sounded very similar, which, again, it's in keeping with South Park alike.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'll give the episode shit, but credit where credit's due, the voice actors never lost their energy. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, who knows? But, you know, gotta give some credit sometimes, even though it's not necessarily a good thing. I'm rambling. There's not a lot to say. I don't watch this show. Yeah, all that's left to say, guys, is thanks for watching us, joining us on this wild, wild, wild. If you want to get in touch with us, we have the comment section down below on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, but instead listening via one of our many audio platforms, you can instead send us an email. Where would they send said email to, Rick?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes. We're eager to hear thoughts, opinions, and suggestions for future content. Considering what we did today, you could probably safely assume that we are running a bit dry on that well. But yes, join us again next week, guys.
Bye, everybody.